Ladies and gentlemen, can you all hear me? In the back?
Yep.
Yeah, just nod. I'll just start by thanking everyone for making it along to today's event, especially obviously Paul and Sally, they've come all the way from Thailand just to hear my speech. So they say. And well done to Alec and Tom for great speeches. Well done, guys. I've got to follow that. I'd also like to thank Paul and Sally's parents, as they've done a great job making today a success, and also bringing up these two brilliant people. I was pretty scared when he asked me and Liam to be his best man, especially after Liam claimed the Master of Ceremonies position, leaving me with the daunting prospect of having to do the speech. So the first thing I did when I started planning the speech was to jump on the internet. As you did. So I jumped on and I thought I'd just Google Paul and see what came up. First off, a few famous Pauls. There was the Apostle, Paul, some popes, and of course Sir Paul McCartney. Someone who I'm sure you'll all agree Paul actually has a lot in common with, as they both married women who are pretty much legless all the time. Now the next thing that came up was the definition of the name Paul. It's actually derived from Latin, and funnily enough, it means small. I was going to crack a joke about this, but I think everyone knows that Paul has a tiny, tiny penis. It works very hard. That was pretty much all I got from the internet. To do with the speech anyway. I started really thinking about the speech properly on a more personal level. As you're all aware, Paul is the middle of three brothers. And I started thinking about Paul's character. I remembered hearing about some psychological research into siblings' personalities. Apparently the oldest of three siblings is a headstrong overachiever with an eye for detail. A perfectionist who can sometimes even be a little bit anally retentive. You've all met my oldest brother, Liam. The youngest is often a bit of an attention seeker. A wee bit louder, perhaps even obnoxious. That's what it said. I suppose that's why I've ended up doing the speech. The middle sibling, however, is generally a much more laid-back, go-with-the-flow kind of guy. The research shows that he's also more independent and often leaves home first. This clearly explains Paul's easygoing temperament, his quiet achievements, and even how he left to go travelling the world at just 17. It doesn't, however, explain his dark skin and jet black hair when he was born. I think for this one we have to ask Wendy how well she really knew that Indian guy who ran the I think I'll move on to Sally Shields. When I first met Sally, I remember thinking how close the two of them seemed, like best friends. She was this pretty, really bubbly girl, sharing Paul's passion for music and drinking, and at that point they weren't actually an item yet. As I started thinking about the name Sally, such a weirdo, I've just thought of the names. I don't even know anything about the two of you. I realised it comes up in songs way more than any other name I can think of. Maybe this is what finally persuaded Paul to make Sally more than just a friend. The sheer number of songs he can sing to her. Mustang Sally, Long Tall Sally, Lay Down Sally, Sally G. Must make her a much more suitable wife than if she were called Deirdre. No offence if there's any Deirdres out there. Or maybe it was Marianne Faithfull's song, Sally Free and Easy, that inspired him to pursue a Sally. Either way, they're the only couple I know who spontaneously burst into song when they're driving in the car, washing the dishes, or eating the dinner. And I think that's going to be a defining feature of their relationship. Sing now if you want. I suddenly realised after I'd written the speech that I hadn't included the traditional crazy drunken story about the groom. There were a few too many for me to choose from, so I asked Sally to help me out. Within 5 minutes, she texted me back saying that Paul once spat on a frog because he thought I looked too dry. True?
Yeah, it's happening.
I reckon the volume of alcohol in your saliva would have probably killed the poor thing. But I think the story helps to illustrate Paul's caring side, even if he sometimes does more harm than good. Hopefully in the next few years, when Sally's looking a wee bit dry, he'll remember what he's learned and he'll give her a drink instead of spitting on her face. And with that, can I raise a toast to the newlyweds? Paul and Sally Shields. I'm now going to hand you back over to Liam. I don't know what exactly he's going to be doing. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, best man. That was a fantastic speech. Apart from a bit about me. I'm going to read to you the Selkirk Grace now before we have dinner. A poem made famous by Robbie Burns. Some hae meat and canna eat, and some would eat that want it, but we hae meat and we can eat, so let the Lord be thanked. Enjoy your meals.